Hey there, it's Trish Davis again with Killer Coach Academy, and welcome to this seated knee-friendly mobility flow. We'll get started in a long sitting position with your legs out straight or as straight as you can get them. Your toes on this one are going to either be flexed that direction, which is plantar flexion, or flexed this direction, which is dorsiflexion. So if you need to sit up straight, we're going to inhale and get really straight and tall, kind of root down through your sit bones. We'll pull our feet back towards us. Breathing in. As you exhale, just flex your feet the opposite direction as you exhale. So we'll just start warming up that way. Sitting up tall, inhaling, dorsiflexing, pulling the toes back towards the shin, exhaling and plantar flexing. We'll do one more. Straight back with the toes, sitting straight up, pressing through your arms to get yourself in a nice L position, and exhale, plantar flexing the toes. Good. Okay, this time we're going to keep the feet neutral, and then we're going to kind of stretch forward and roll down, tightening the quads, and we'll pull the toes back towards us for a nice stretch in the back of the legs. If you can reach your arms forward, but don't collapse at the waist or at the shoulders like this. So sitting up really tall, we're going to exhale, and we're going to hinge at the hips if we can. If not, if your hamstrings are really tight, you can also be starting from this position. Inhale to get real tall, exhale and press yourself forward like that with your toes dorsiflex towards your shins. Good. So wherever you're at, try to contract the quads. That'll get the knees down flatter. You're going to inhale to get ready, and then you're going to exhale and either reach through the front or press through the back. Good. Inhale, back up straight. You can relax the feet if you'd like for a second. Shake it out. We'll try a couple more of those. Inhale real tall, and then exhale and reach. We're trying to get ourselves forward. Feeling a nice stretch through the back of the hamstrings. Let's stay down here for one full breath cycle. Inhaling and then exhaling. And as you exhale, you should be able to get a little further. Good. Inhale and relax. We'll get into the next one here. This next one is going to be a heel slide. So we're going to work on the flexion of the knee now. Just to get warmed up, we're going to flex one knee up, pressing the other one actively straight down. If you need to, you can get your hand there and gently guide that one in. And then we're going to try to real gently and smoothly switch legs, pulling that one in as far as you can. If you can, get that heel all the way to the bottom, but if not, just as far as you can. We'll try a couple more on that. Inhale. Pull the knee in, pressing this one straight down. Exhale and hold, using the breath to relax the muscles and try to get that knee bent. Good, and then we'll switch them out. The opposite one up, bring that knee all the way bent, flexing, trying to get the heel in towards the bottom, all the while sitting up nice and straight. Good, and we'll switch them out again. Inhale, exhale, bring that knee as far in as you can, the heel towards the bottom. All the way in. We'll get one more done, really trying to press that opposite leg straight. So let's slide them out like that. We'll do the right one last time, pulling that heel towards the bottom. Good, and then we'll relax, get both legs, both knees bent as far as you can, feet spread wide apart, and then we're going to do a windshield wiper. So we're going to keep our torso pointing forward as we drop our knees down, flexing our feet. Remember, that protects the knee from being twisted. Keep those feet flexed towards you with the toes towards the shin, dropping both knees to one side. Inhale them back up to center, and we'll drop them both to the other side. Good. Now you're trying to get the inside of this knee down, the outside of that knee down. And just do the best you can, sitting up as straight as you can. Sometimes you'll feel yourself leaning. We'll inhale to center. Exhale the opposite direction. If you feel like you're leaning, really use your arms to press yourself up as straight as you can. You should feel a nice stretch in your low back and both hips on this one. No pain in the knees. If it's painful for the knees, make sure your feet are flexed. So we'll go to the other side again. Back to the other side, and this is just working the rotation of the hips. The knees really aren't doing anything. They're just getting a different tug from the muscles on the sides of the leg. If it's painful, you're just not going to twist as far. Inhale to center. Good. Now with the knees coming down again to the opposite side, what we're going to do is we're going to reach the opposite arm towards that knee. So you're going to try to reach. If you can't do that, you can reach the thigh, and you're going to try to look over your opposite shoulder. Okay? Make sure those feet are flexed. Don't let them get all lazy on you. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Reach across for a slight twist. And try to look over the opposite shoulder as you exhale. Inhale back up to center. Drop them to the other side. Reach and twist as you exhale. Good. Make sure those feet are flexed. And we'll do one more on the other side, reaching and twisting to the opposite side. Toes flexed up towards you. Exhale all your air out. Good. Back to center. Now we're going to try to spread those legs in a V position, so kind of a straddle position. If you find yourself really sitting back like this when you're trying to straighten those legs out, then really just press those hands behind you and trying to sit up straight. And that is your exercise. You're just trying to get straight up over the center. If you feel like you can comfortably sit in the center and you're not slouched forward, then what we'll try to do is turn to one side, and we're going to reach and maybe pull on that leg. If you have a strap or a belt or something like that, you can hook that belt around your foot, and you can inhale really deep and then exhale and pull yourself over the leg. What we're not trying to do is round forward. We're not trying to get our face towards our shin. We're trying to hinge at the hip for a nice stretch up the back of the leg. It'll help as well if you tighten this quad in the front and actively trying to press the back of the knee into the floor. So inhale to the center, turn, exhale to the opposite side, and we'll do a full breath here as well. So you should feel a nice stretch in that opposite leg on the inside, those adductors, and you should feel a good stretch around the back of that hamstring. Tightening the front of the quad, pressing the knee down. You might even feel your heel raise up a little bit off the floor. And exhale and hinge. Good. If you don't want to use the strap, remember you can always press from the back. So inhale, get ready, get real long, and we're going to fold forward to the center. So we're going to try to stretch both of those adductors in the front if you can without rounding forward. Exhale and reach and kind of crawl your fingers forward. Inhale up, turn to one side, crawl your fingers down, pressing that quad down on that one side, flexing the toes towards you, trying to get the knee as straight as you can as you hinge over it. Nice stretch in the adductors on this side and a good hamstring stretch on that side. Inhale to center. Let's go to the opposite side. Tighten the quads and pull forward. We'll go one more down the center. Inhale up. Sit up real straight and either press yourself forward like this or reach your hands forward, hinging at the hips for a nice groin stretch. A nice groin stretch. Nobody likes a good groin stretch. Okay, good. Inhale straight up, and then the next one we're going to work on is a single knee reach. So both legs come back together. You can shake them out a little bit. Bring one knee as far as you can so it's flexed. The opposite one is active and pressing down into the floor. And then same thing. You can either press from the back to try to get yourself to stretch over this straight leg, or you can reach for those toes, or what I like to do is use my strap or my string or whatever, belt, whatever you have, dog leash, and pull yourself forward. Now, you might have some soft tissue approximation here. You might feel like you're limited. You can't really, you don't have room, so you can widen your stance there and try to reach forward and just bend like that. So straighten through the knee as you exhale and pull yourself forward. Let's switch legs. That one goes out straight. This knee bends as far as you can. You're going to reach around the inside and you're going to try to reach as far forward as you can. If you need to, you can press from the back and just lean forward like that. There should be a good stretch in the front of this hip, the inside of this hip. I can't even point to it, down deep. And a little bit of a stretch through the back of that hamstring. Yep. So inhale, both legs out straight. Shake it out for a second. We'll do the opposite leg again. Up like that. You can angle it out if it's in the way, but try to keep it bent. Reach for those toes as far as you can. Remember, don't round. I could reach them, but I really feel that in my low back, and we're going for more of a leg stretch. So reach, use the strap if you have to. Press yourself from the back. Exhale and see how far you can get there. Inhale up, switch legs. We'll do one more on this side. Bring that knee as far bent as it'll go. Reach towards the inside of it and hinge forward at the waist, exhaling. Good. Take one full deep breath in and a full breath out as you reach forward and up we come. Okay, this next one's one of my more favorites, so you can compare how the right knee flexion feels to the left. So we'll get both legs up with the knees bent as far as they can. Then you're going to raise yourself up on your hands, and you're going to try to bring your butt closer to your heels. You're going to go, and you'll find one just doesn't want to go. So you're going to wiggle it kind of forward and back, and you're going to try to get both butt cheeks to your heels. Okay, so hopefully you can see that from the side. So I'm actually not touching the ground with my bottom. I'm pressing through my arms, and I'm really trying to use my body weight forward on those legs to get the knees bent. Good. If that works, you can push forward further and get that knee used to getting a little compressive force. We're not kneeling on it. We're just getting that soft tissue approximated. You're going to sit back and rest. Inhale. You're going to exhale, and you're going to press heels to bottom. Try to get that straight forward. You might even feel a nice stretch in the front of the quads, if you can get your thighs parallel to the floor, that is. Remember, don't press, don't push too hard. You're just trying to get that heel toward your bottom, even if you can just come here. Get that heel towards your bottom. If that's mostly comfortable, you're not having a lot of pain, pick up and rock even further forward. Eventually, we'll be able to touch those knees all the way down like that. Now that's a good stretch through the quad. So just do whatever range of motion you can. Again, if you get to here and your legs and you don't feel like you can go any further, then this is where you hold it. You just pick your bottom up, use your body weight, exhale, and through you go. If you want to go through the full range of motion, straight up and exhale all the way down. So just using body weight to get those knees bent. Let's try a couple more on that one. So we're going to pick straight up, butt towards the heels, as far as you can. Hold it there. If that's your max, hold it. You'll feel these are getting easier, hopefully, with each one that you do. Full range of motion if you can. All the way down. Touch your knees. Good. Now that it's limbered up, we'll just take a couple rocking forward and back, whatever range of motion that you have. Touch down. Inhale, exhale. Stretch them down. Good. Let's do two more. Up, all the way, heels towards the bottom, or I guess it's the bottom towards the heels. Last one. This one we're going to hold a little bit. All the way. Inhale. Exhale. And let's return back to the center. Good. And then we'll just finish up with some nice hands on the knees. We'll just do some ankle circles one direction. Round and round, getting all the cracks out. And then ankles the other direction. Good. And then we'll just finish with some internal and external rotation of the hips. So you're going to get your feet apart, and then all you're going to do is point your toes together and then separate them apart. So you want your toes and your kneecaps to be pointing outward, and then roll them back towards the center. Press up from the back to keep yourself nice and straight. You don't want to be slunged forward. So rotate out, hold it, rotate in, rotate out, and back together. One more. Get those toes to touch if you can. Out to the side, really turning out from the hips, not just the lower leg. Back together, and then shake it out really good. And that brings us to the end of our seated knee-friendly mobility flow. Have a great night.